Hello, all, and welcome to another Artcast. Today, we're going to continue our pieces on the Momsters. We got ourselves Linda up first. Linda Belcher, everyone's favorite burger. Well, actually, no, she doesn't sling the burgers. She just. I don't know if she actually. Well, I guess she can cook. Bob's mainly the one that does the cooking, right? Or loves to cook. What's for breakfast? Eggs. Eggs, eggs. Oh my god. Bom, bom. Loves Bob. I really do love Bob's Burgers. They always do the best, like Halloween. They do the trifecta of the holiday episodes, and they're all pretty good. They always do a Halloween. They always do a Thanksgiving, because Bob loves cooking. And they always do a Christmas one. That's always pretty good. Hey, Condor. Read the card. Are you sure you don't want me to help? No, read the card first. It says Meowie. What does it say? It says Meowie Christmas. It's a picture of a cat. Hey, Gage. Let's see, what do I got to do here? Let's see. I got to get a lot of stuff done for Halloween. Let's see what this is. Oh, I already have one. Where did I put it? Well, let me just open this up. Hold on. Copy. Open, no way. Okay. So this is definitely using more Blender. I thought this one was going to be faster, and indeed it was, because I had developed some somewhat of a level of working more efficiently. But then I got caught up in a little trick I wanted to try, and ended up spending a lot of extra time in there. Making some spicy, ramur, Korean ramen. Is that just the name they have for it? Oh wow, okay. So this is all the bits I have. These can't be the only stuff I have for it. Okay, I can't read and do this at the same time. I will post this into this. There we go. And save and done. Spinach and egg and seaweed. Ooh. I used to get these weird, like, seaweed. They weren't chips. They were in these little plastic bins. And they were at the dollar store. I don't know if they still sell them or not. But they were just strips of seaweed. And they were either salty or spicy. You know, regular stuff. Hello, fish. I just ordered a little mini camera because I'm thinking of a ways to like better situate how I'm gonna film some cheap damage videos. I bought some, and this may be where I made my mistake. I bought some like what they said was HD footage camera on Temu. Um, because I buy a lot of I do buy a lot of stuff off of Temu, mostly like mechanical parts. I've gotten a good sort of it's not a tripod, but it's a kind of it's a staff that has, or like a rod, and each side has a camera mount, and it's got three other camera mounts that are within the span of it. It's very nice, and bolts and screws and things like that. You know, again, mechanical things. Um, and they were like, "Oh, okay, $10 for these cheap little mini cameras." I was like, maybe I'll take a shot at it. Camera quality is not very good at all. It's like really grainy, and it has a fisheye lens, which is not what I wanted. But then again, I think that's what happens when you get a camera that small. Anyway, I was doing some research on Amazon, got a bug to like figure out if there's something else I could do, and I think I found a decent sort of thing. The idea is to get as much coverage of a table as I can, so that way I don't have to reset the same scenario over and over again to get B footage of what I want to happen. Hey, Mr. Nobody. I was looking at that that vampire thing you told me to. It seems pretty interesting. However, it is spring break. I was thinking, though, I could add that to a different kind of list. I have a, you know that Frankenstein Ruins Halloween? Well, they also made an April Fool's Day video, or movie, or dare I say movie. They made an April Fool's Day thing where a witch tricks people and tricks monsters into thinking that it's Halloween instead of April Fool's Day. And I was like, huh, okay. So maybe I can make a list of like not Halloween, like Halloween videos that are like related to other holidays. Like not Nightmare Before Christmases. But that also just reminded me of that one like Halloween, the Dracula cartoons that one guy does. You know, the ones with the silly music. Come on. Okay. I know what I need to do. What made me like Bob's Burgers again was the movie. Oh yeah, the songs. Yeah, that was really good. You know, I was surprised it was a bit of a musical, but like, why not? And they kind of get away with like musical stuff within the show, but it's usually like inside someone's head. It's non-diegetic, I assume, or definitely diegetic in terms of that one Christmas special. But anyway, I decided to go with Jedi because why not? Um, like, I would never like. I wouldn't say Star Wars is spooky, but like it's definitely like a favorite Halloween. Uh, you know, it's just it's Halloween adjacent. in that I assume every kid in the 1970s wanted to dress like some character from the movies. And of course, there's the point where, let's see, what was it? In E.T., E.T. seems to recognize Yoda. So, but that was like a cute little Easter egg until you actually see the ET character, the ET aliens in the hold on, some trouble with this thing. Until you see the ET aliens in Star Wars, there in the Senate. Hey, Alter. Right, I have been told about the zombie troopers. In fact, I think it was after I said I did the video last year, or the year before that. I don't know. I'm gonna get more and more loopy as the week gets closer to Halloween, but yeah, I was told about the witches and how they could like bring sort of like puppeteer zombies and stuff like that. Which yeah, I totally get it, but like a novice or like someone that's not like within the the universe. I mean, it's in the extended universe. Let's put it that way. Luke doesn't sit Ray down and say, "Oh, and while going over all the Jedi stuff. Oh, by the way, zombies are totally a thing. You may have to fight zombies." I would say the most ominous that like Star Wars ever got was when they started talking about oh what is it, COTS or Knights of the Old Republic 2, where they actually visit the Jedi or the Sith temples. I think that's the one time I like associated Star Wars with like a sense of like cosmic dread, because it felt like yeah, you were like visiting like all these old vampires. Yeah, it's real. Now, someone will be coming home soon. They just stopped by to drop some stuff off. I was thinking about going up with her to the Goodwill, but I was like, nah. I may be interrupted, but that's going to start happening soon because I need to actually start booking it with these projects. So anyway, yeah, I just experimenting with like see what cameras I can get to get some better coverage, and I bought like another $20 one. It's like a little mini thing, but I looked at the reviews and they said, "Oh yeah, it looks good." So I was like, okay, and I looked at some YouTube footage. And I still got I've got two good handheld camcorders and one spare cell phone that I have programmed with an app that uses this gimbal, I guess you'd call it. It keeps its balance roughly, and can also follow stuff. But again, the more coverage I get, the less I have to go through and reset the situations. Oh, okay, we're missing a few bits. I gotta get this drawing done, and then I can maybe do wolf stuff. Actually, I had a pretty good morning today. I got up like around, well, the dogs got me up around 5 o'clock, and then I just kind of stayed up and started getting in on stuff. Okay, let's see. What are we talking about? Remember, speaking of zombies, did anyone remember the anime Zom 100? No. I think I remember something about a shark. You found all the grubs, yay! And they'll start their new life cycle, hopefully. I don't know. I think I like flies better than no, pardon me. The fleas better than I like the grubs. Oh, woo! I can't believe how fast I played through Blood. I wasn't planning on that. Hopefully they do a good sequel or something. I mean, that game is a bit rough around the corners. Um, but it's like the animation that you go for. It's a very I don't know. I would actually recommend that as a good starter for like maybe younger kids. Like I said, I never liked any video games that weren't about just jumping and moving to the right. Doesn't matter if it was Mario and a platformer or a shooter, but as long as you moved to the right and did something and beat a guy, that's what I thought video games were. So something like Zelda broke my mind as a kid. You know, where you have to go in a cave and find different things and or no. The first thing I came across that was like that was I think the Ghoulies arcade. No, not the Ghoulies. The Goonies arcade game. And I was like, what am I doing here? I have a key? Okay, I have bombs. Yeah, I have the bombs. And then like, no, wait, I'm out of bombs. I can't do the bombs anymore. What the hell is this? Well, if you want to, you can look that up yourself. Lamp oil, rope, bombs. Oh, that would have been just if I would get I would wait and get defunct games systems or wait until they go on sale. But even if I got the Philips, I think I would have been like I would have just been hugely disappointed with that. Like that just would have been like, oh, what the hell is this? You know, it's impressive. You're looking back and looking at the technology and thinking about it and thinking about how like oh, that's a video game. It's doing that in a video game, and it's not just a movie itself with cutscenes like you know uh, uh, a Dragon's Lair, which again is important, but like you kind of had the one or the other. That was the point when there something had a cutscene and it played out, which was just a huge development and a huge stepping stone for games as a whole. But like that was just like there's always an awkward phase between evolutions. All right. Oh yeah, well, cryptic games again, not bad, but like you would never, you'd have to learn the logic either within real world, like oh, I could totally do that. Like what was it yesterday? I was real proud of myself because or I was real proud of myself and I was real proud of the programmers because there was like something I would have never had expected to work. I think it might have been in Resident Evil. I was like, of course that would work. Or then you're doing something in you're playing a video game and it's like it's got its own weird logic to it. Like again, Resident Evil the other day, I was like, we had to use this elevator to get up to another stage. And I was like, if you wanted to, you can really just jump over that. Or just jump from place to, or climb over that, or just, climb up some different set of rocks. Like, there's literally a cutscene with Luis trying to, like, climb up some rocks, and it's showing that he's having, like, the hardest time ever doing it. And it's like, Now I've got my football. Thank you. Is it up dog? What is up dog? What is up dog? My doggy. Hey, Mr. Hollis. I mean, yeah, I dabble. And this really helps. Oh, damn it. I had a bad time with this one because it froze and I had to remodel the whole handle again. Again, I upgraded from one blender to another, and for some reason the autosave is like screwed, so I got to figure out how to work that. I'm not doing anything. We've been out 3 times. Up here. Here, come on, let's put you on doggy cam. Booker. Hold on. Oh, hold on. Oh, crap. Hold on. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. I had to unplug the adapter. What is this? Bloop. What do you want, doggy? What do you want, doggy? Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Hold on, I got this. Oh, shoot. Here. I was going to put a treat right here and have him get it. Look right here. Look right here. Oh. Oh, thanks, Mr. Hollis. I don't know if it's that because I never had a problem with it before. Oh, I love Brain Dead 13. I've watched it a bunch of times. I think it was on the Sega Saturn, which I never got a hold of, but maybe I can get some sort of emulator working. What's the matter? Shadow. Give me a shadow. Shadow. That's good boys. You're good boys. Here, let me I'm using a webcam thing. Come on, there we go. Yeah, that works out good. You happy? Just sit right there and we'll do it. Okay, this is why I use Blender and what tripped me up. I was trying to just make like a really simple outfit, and then I remembered that you can do like a wireframe thing. I was like, okay, I'll give her like a weird fishnet shirt, and that was kind of fun to work with. Isn't that right, Booker? How much is that doggy in the window? Arf, arf, arf. That's not right. How much is that dog in the window? Oh no, he's gone. Okay. Puppy Cam, go away. Here, I'll have to rename this Puppy Cam. Okay, you know what? This camera ain't bad either. This is just a webcam. Came with the AverMedia, which is the capture thing I use. I've got two. I've got the AverMedia 2, the AverMedia 1. Because I picked up the other one at like a thrift store, dirt cheap. And then the other one was like $100, but it came with this camera. So they like added an extra ad value to like puff up the product. Although fast food burger, that would be a gosh, okay, you know what? A Whataburger is good. Culver's is excellent. McDonald's is dirt trash food, but I grew up on it, and yeah, like a double hamburger is hits the spot if you're like running around. Um, I went to okay, so Culver's, Whataburger, In and Out. I was not impressed by. Uh, Grandma and me were starting to get into Whoppers because she liked to. She after we got done shopping, there was a Burger King, and so she would order a Whopper Junior, and I would get her a small milkshake to go with it. So, White Castle sliders, those are good too. Very good. I was gonna say, why'd you bring up burgers? And I remembered, oh, Linda from Bob's Burgers. I assume that his burgers taste amazing. Okay, see you, Alter. You take care. I haven't had Wendy's in such a long time. I did one time. Grandma got she wanted a. Oh, I know what happened. I went to get her a strawberry milkshake, which unfortunately, like the only place I know that actually serves like a strawberry milkshake other than McDonald's is Jack in the Box, which is also good too. But I always order their tacos and their egg rolls. But they didn't have any ice cream, or their machine wasn't working. So I went up to a little further down the road and wanted to get her a Frosty, which they don't sell in strawberry. They sell in chocolate or vanilla, which that was a disappointment. But she liked it anyway, just well enough. And we ordered some burgers, and yeah, she was impressed by it, and then so was I, frankly. I do not know if Burger. I haven't been watching that. Have not been watching that. I assume they've got something. Let me see. Let me take a break from this. Let me take a break from this, and let's just see what their wrong mouse. Let's take a break from this and see what they are serving at Burger King for Halloween. Okay, how about let's just see what they're all doing. Because we all know that like Burger King used to always team up with Simpsons, and they have ice slushies and their little figures. Burger King Halloween toys. I saw one ad that was like half a second, and it's a family of vampires. The Frankenburger. Okay. They used to have like the Nightmare Burger, but they've got a Frankenburger, which is... No, that's not right. Okay. Well, never mind. They got purple burgers and black burgers. They got a pumpkin burger, which is like orange with like dyed black sesame seeds. They have bat nuggets, or vampire nuggets. And they've got some sort of purple ice cream thing. And mummy mozzarella fries, which are just regular mozzarella fries in a mummy box. It looks... Are they doing... No? Adam's fan... Wait, okay, no. 2025. I thought Adam's Family was like last year. It looks like they're trying to do their own version of the Fry Kids. Oh no, it's Scooby-Doo. Okay, it's Scooby-Doo. They got Scooby-Doo, and you put weird little masks on them, which is again very reminiscent of the Mick Kids. The Boo Buckets are back at McDonald's. They've got the ghost, the pumpkin, a goblin. It used to be witch. Damn it! Damn wokeism. But now they have zombie, which is like a red one, and a cat, which is like a black of course. Okay, I like the addition of the other two, but like that needs to be the witch. And also, I don't know about if you remember this, but back in my day, when you got a one of those, it came with a cookie cutter on the top, and you can take the top off, and it had a cookie cutter at the bottom, so you can make your own Halloween cookies. And then Blockbuster used to have one that was very similar, which you got like a bucket, and then you could put stickers on it, and you got like two rentals and a some sort of Halloween treat. I don't know how popular he is with the kids. Um, I was gonna say I thought Scooby Doo was kind of dead for a while, but um, they popped up in Fortnite, which you could just say that about anything. Let's see. Okay, well that's that. What is McDonald's? Yeah, it's the Boo Buckets. They've got just the zombie or the oh wow. Do they have different faces? Oh no. So there's like a total of like let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's a total of like 16 buckets. So a total of 16 different buckets, and you can get like any sort of face. They've got like a scared face, a silly face, or an angry face. The pumpkins are the best. The pumpkins, like any face you get, would be pretty cool. The cat just looks like he's just like confused. Oh, okay. They did like little creature monsters last year. Okay. I like it. It's a minimalistic design with sort of little black outlines. And they're like little furry monsters. Oh, and one year they had Dracula or a vampire, which was a purple bucket, and it pretty much has fangs and a widow's peak. Okay, yeah. And I think they'll give you like black and purple pancakes at IHOP or something. But that's nefarious having this 16 different varieties of buckets. Right? That doesn't surprise me. But then again, Boomerang. Oh, Mysteries Incorporated was amazing. Mystery Incorporated was like the one that was like rock solid with I mean, it got a little out there towards the end, but in a good way. Um, that's I watching that and just the kind of eeriness, and that should have gotten some sort of award for like its color choices and its use of color, because there was always these great night shots that felt like it was dark, but also like you could see what's going on. Like the use of color was always great. Um, My particular favorite episodes, just for that example, would be the one where they go to the gator town that's abandoned, or the one where they go to the Renaissance fair. It's being like haunted by a goblin or whatever. Um, just like these great shots that are night and have this fantastic mood lighting. But that's how I watching those is sort of how I felt like kids in the 1960s must have felt watching Scooby Doo, where it's like, oh wow, this is kind of eerie and spooky. Because I watched the old Scooby Doo. Well, first of all, I grew up with like all the bombastic stuff, like the Scooby Doo crossover mysteries, and like the new Scooby Doo show, where it was a giant like marquee and stuff. Or it was like, this is just kind of, or a pup named not, yeah, a pup named Scooby Doo, but also like Scrappy Doo too. Um, so like when I started actually watching the original series on Cartoon Network, I was like, oh, this has got some stuff to it. Hold on, where are they do? Oh, okay, he's just laying in the hallway. I thought you'd be up to no good, or you'd be in distress. And are you on your little perch? Where's your? Oh, he's laying down on Mama's bed. Come here, Booker. Booker, no, I'm not going out. I'm not going out. We got work to do. As much as I'd love to just play with my dogs, my brother's dogs. A pup named Scooby Doo has like the most amazing theme song. I was humming it like while I was doing some quests in Fortnite this morning. I was taking a little break, and I was watching, or I was. Plus, it's double experience weekend, so if you're on that and you want to do that, hop on. But I was doing that, and I was like, I saw Scooby Doo, and I just the theme song just like popped into my head. Pup named Scooby Doo. When the ghosts and ghouls attack, Scooby eats a Scooby snack. Scooby Doo, Chinky, Scooby Doo, doo doo. Like theme songs in the '80s just like went super hard. Probably because they had all that new technology to like actually record in studios and everything. Here's the Nerd Sync video. What's that? Oh, here. Scrappy Doo needs to. The original Scooby Doo was like too dark for kids. What do you mean too dark? Oh, you mean when they were in pre-production? I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous. Okay, this is good. I'll take a look at this later. Oh, hey, Firewolf. And there was the one time it was red herring, but even then he wasn't up to any. He wasn't doing anything wrong. I think he was like doing something for his grandma, repairing a moped or something. Wait, has red herring actually done anything wrong, or is he just kind of like bullying? He must have like bullied. Like I'm trying to remember. I can't exactly remember what he did. He must have like bullied Scooby or something. Not necessarily Scooby, but Shaggy. Daphne, Velma too, and Scooby, a pup named Scooby Doo. Let's see. Causes an actual crime. Yeah, he was the school bully, but like Shaggy and Scooby get a clue. That had like the best beginning and end, and the middle is just like whatever. You could make it like one sort of like movie. And also the villain. The villain was actually like pretty decent. He was like a total weirdo. You could put him in another movie or another series. Oh, 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 sorry. Drop the mic. I was gonna say that movie may have been able to like. I'm a mixed bag on that movie, but what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it was supposed to be Tim Curry who was the villain, and he was on board until he found out that Shaggy would be the villain, or even in it, I think. Again, I was not a fan of Scrappy. At least I wasn't a fan of Scrappy in that series. I could totally see how that he would get annoying to people because if you don't watch things like Scooby Doo and the Boo Brothers, or Scooby Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, or Scooby Doo and the Scooby Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf, Scooby Doo and the Boo Brothers, and Scooby Doo and oh yeah, the Ghoul School. Um, wherein Shaggy is more of a like a sensible support role character, and not just like, well, let's go get him. And he doesn't shout puppy. I'm like, man, no, hold on. I'm trying to think back to Boo Brothers. I'm almost certain he doesn't scream puppy power in Ghoul School until it like maybe the very end when they need to rescue the girls. I'm thinking. Yeah, I think that's about right. I think he does that one time at the end. Scooby, a pup named Scooby Doo. But anyway, in those other shows, he's just kind of like you have to admit, he's just kind of like he's obnoxious, annoying, and what was I going to say? Naive, oblivious to the fact that like Scooby is trying to like get out of like all these trouble. I think it's that part. It's just like you don't like. It's the same like thing in that triggers you when you see a snitch. In this case, it's the snitch loves the snitcher, but I mean, yeah, the snitch loves the snitchy, but like, or like cashing check or making checks out that can't be cashed. So you're just like, oh man, which is part of the comedy, which is part of the joke, but like, and I think you get a little bit double mad at kids because kids are like, oh, I love the puppy, he's so loud, and it's like, well, they just seem oblivious to the actual like why that would be funny. Like, what's the actual bit? The actual bit is like Shaggy or Scrappy, can't. He's oblivious to the situation, overestimates what Scooby wants or can do, what Scooby wants to do, and therein lies the comedy. In theory. And then you've got these kids on top of it who are just like, puppy! It's like, shut up. But then you don't do that and you just move on to other stuff. Like Scooby-Doo and the 13 Ghosts, which is just like straight up a Vincent Price thing. Also, might be a little bit racist since literally a brown character named Flim Flam. Let's see, what are we going on about? Oh, did I already do? Are we on to Yummy Mummy already? Yummy Mummy is, and again, you would. I'm not saying Yummy Mummy the cereal mascot. I'm saying Yummy Mummy is the nomenclature given to a character who appears in 16. She's always at the mall, and she's always got with her younger kid. Yeah, I was gonna say. And also, they did a bunch of stuff with like extra extended family within the Scooby Doo universe. What was that? What was that one goofy guy? Dopey Doo, or there's Scooby Doo, Scrappy Doo, Dingus Doo, or something. Let's see. Mingus Doo, the Thinking Man's Cola. Let's see. Scooby Doo cousin. Also, Scooby Doo wanted to like date his cousin. And by date, I mean beep. Okay. Oh, there's a witch Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Dumb. Okay, that's what it was. It was Scooby-Dumb. Here's a complete. Okay, you've got Scooby-Doo, Yankee Doodle Doo. Okay, he was a pilgrim. Grandpa Scoob. You got Daddy Doo and Mumsy Doo, and the brothers or the sisters. Oh, Scooby D was her name. And then Scooby Dumb. Wait, so Scooby Doo wanted to date his cousin, but Scooby Dumb wanted to date his sister? Oh, and there was Yappy Doo, which was a different one. I think he hung out with I don't know, a bunch of sheriffs or something. Okay, actually, you know what? There's this like real life version of Scrappy Doo. I mean, not a, but there's an actual dog, like on Instagram, that looks just like Scrappy Doo. He's just a little short, pudgy thing. Ah, it's so cute. Okay, you know what? I can sort of see if you knew what this dog was, then yeah, you would be like, oh, like a Great Dane puppy. I don't think I've ever seen a Great Dane puppy until now. Who's Shafty? Shaffy. Shaffy Doo? We're talking about Scooby Dumb, Whoopsie Doo, which is a clown version. Yeah, there's like Deputy Dusty, and he hung out with Yappy Doo. Oh, that was yeah, that's right. That's right. Scrappy went off to hang out with Dusty and Yappy. A Scooby Doo series without Scooby Doo. How stupid is that? Scooby Doo and the Goblin King has been on the list, but it never quite it never quite hits it. Like when it's like, oh, okay, this is its year. Um, Something always comes along that's another Scooby Doo product that kind of derails it a little bit. But I think next year might be its year. Because I don't think that puppet show was necessarily a. Remember they did the like Scooby Doo puppets, which was like a 30-minute like animated or 30-minute special. Cartoon Network, of course, and may or may not have been for littler kids, but like premiered in the middle of the night. I don't know. I actually got to check that out. That was like one of the last years I was like actually watching stuff on TV, and I just had it more or less had it playing in the background. Scooby, a pup named Scooby Doo. I have my phone? Yeah, I do. Tim Curry was the Goblin King. Tim Curry was the werewolf, and Newman was the magician. It was just weird how it kind of went all over the place. Like it had like ADD. But it was Halloween because it was just like, oh, we're going to a graveyard. Oh, we're going to uh kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of reminds me of the Halloween tree, where they go to all those different places. And that one witch was super cute. The animation, I believe that before that they had, Warner Brothers had a different studio work on it. I mean, nothing beats TMS, who did like the original four. Yeah, I think it was only four. I was going to say it might have been five, but I think it was the four directed video movies. The Witch's Ghost, the Zombie Island, the electric one, and the alien one, or the video game one, I should say. Cyber Chase, that's what it was. But and then they had a different studio, which was fine. It did the animated series for the uh, uh, Guess Who Scooby Doo or whatever it was in the 2000s. And they also did the movies, which were, I don't know, it was okay, but like coming off of TMS, I was like, eh. And then you get this new one, which is like kind of mixing both styles. Like it's got smoother animation. It's not quite Mystery Incorporated. It's not quite Guess Who Scooby Doo. It's like it's doing its own thing, and it's doing it pretty decently. Oh, Mook? I thought you were saying like woke animation. You mean Mook animation, and later became something else. Yeah, that's how it happens. Wait, Mook animation? It wasn't TMS? It looked like, well, maybe they had a director, because it sure as hell looked like it was like done by the same people who did Animaniacs. Especially those not werewolf, were cat transformations. Mary Star, 'cause it's terror time again. You might die of fright, 'cause it's terror time again. Scooby Doo and the Witch's Ghost is my favorite, and not just because of the Hex Girls, just because of like the good old New England town, just how the spooky atmosphere there. And one, it feels like it's like gonna be like, oh hell yeah, it's Like, oh, it's literally just another guy in a suit, which like sets up a really good twist, which was sort of redone in the Alien one. Okay, so Mook animation, huh? Okay. And there were 2 movies with wrestlers for some. Oh, that's because of WWE had a short-lived contract with Warner Brothers for a while. They also did one with like George Jetson. I think George unfroze big time. Who went on to like terrorize um just I don't know, society as a whole. And then you have the one where it was the Flintstones. I think they did a couple too. I think Wilma wore a bikini in one of them. Oh god, and then you got the Supernatural crossover, which is just like, was that one brother so blatantly horny in the series? I never saw Supernatural. I wasn't into like the one thing that the WB channel had going for it was one, like the cartoons, a few animated series that they tried to get off. Mission Hill, which didn't get off the ground, and reruns of The Simpsons at like 9 o'clock at night. Well, you don't like Kevin Michael Richardson? He he was the one that was like he during an interview he's like, I played him the way Mel Brooks played him before he had his car accident, because Mel Brooks, he has all these voices, and he played one before he went into the car accident when they were filming the pilot. He played it kind of like this, where it's kind of like upper here, and then when he came back after his accident, which was like months or like a year or two afterwards, he kind of played him down here, like, hey, Freddy boy. Mel Blanc, pardon me, Mel Blanc. Hello, Alex. So yeah, I like Kevin Michael Richardson's take on him, in just that it's sort of unique. He had a real. I mean, he has a prolific voice acting. You know, he's still doing it, but like there was this like moment in like the mid 2000s, like from like mid 2000s to like 2015, where he was just like on fire with like different takes on different characters. Again, it's a different Barney. And I don't even know why I have strong feelings about it. Like the last really good thing I liked about the Flintstones was Flintstones on the Rocks. Right on, Alex. Did I say Mel Brooks? Okay, I meant Mel Blanc. I'm sorry, but anyway, that's just a fascinating little tidbit of like him, that, and then the accident, and then him coming back, and then them not telling or even like playing back the audio. And it's not like he didn't stop voice acting. He went on to like do a bunch of other great stuff. I mean, he was still in Saturday morning cartoons. He was the voice of Heathcliff. Because why wouldn't he be? Hey, Red Fox. Pardon me, I'm eating some pumpkin seeds. We originally got them for the dogs because Mom heard that pumpkin seeds are good for dog allergies. But they're a pain in the ass to grind, so we've just kind of been eating them ourselves. Once they got settled in, they seem to be okay. Oh, I don't know how way back when was, but like Spaceballs the cartoon was not good. I think I got like maybe a couple minutes into like the first one. It's a little ironic, but the production. I was going to say what happened. Spaceballs. Mel Brooks. I swapped them. They're swapped in my head, but anyway. Crap. Thank you. Again, going with Blender just to see. Yeah, I can make limbs pretty fast now. So if I needed to just have just a very basic figure, I can kind of do that now. But I was going to say, oh yeah, Mel Brooks goes up to George and he says, "I want to make this spoof movie." And I was like, and he's like, "Sure, as long as you don't like have a lot of different merchandise," because of course he was like the big merchandise guy. And he was still selling merchandise off of Star Wars, so he agreed. Well, that also spurred the lampooning of Spaceballs the T-shirt, Spaceballs the lunchbox, Spaceballs the toilet paper, Spaceballs the flamethrower, which was hilarious. But would have been nice if he could actually have marketed it a little bit more. So that's why you have Spaceballs the cartoon and then also the new one. Which I was watching a bunch of clips from Robot Chicken. And I was like, that's just it. That's Spaceballs. If they wanted to like bring in the Emperor and he's like sitting there and he misses the elevator, so he has to take the escalator. And he's got to be like reminded that he's my lord every 5 seconds. Or someone bringing a surfboard onto the Death Star. Oh yeah, I had to model a guitar. I was like, I'm not drawing a guitar. I'm going to model one. I still have that. I could use it for any other character that needs a guitar. Well, this specific guitar. Actually, I could trade out the body. Make like a flying V. I've still got all the other ones. Right, or just like one of those fans that has like the streamers on it, and just have it like that at the end, where it's just like shh. Where the real money from the movies made. What if Spaceballs 2 is just Mel Brooks and crap, Dark Helmet, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Damn it! Why does that always happen? I was doing so good too. I was like picking out all the names. Gravesdale High. Okay, I'm trying to think of the something's Gravesdale High. Something's I'm not looking at the chat. I wanna know this myself. Moranis. Moranis. What is his first name? What was his first name? Moranis. Oh, Rick. Rick Moranis. That's right. Damn it. Why do I trip up on stuff like that? But what if it's just Rick Moranis and Mel Brooks and they're in a retirement home? And it's that for like 90 minutes. Did anyone see History of the World Part 2? I heard it wasn't very good. And then there was that weird what was it? The Blazing Saddles remake, but with dogs and cats and samurais. I think he got like a writer's because I don't know. But like, bless him. If you can get a paycheck out of it. It's like Carpenter. He always says every time they want to remake a Halloween movie, he just holds out his hand and a paycheck falls into it. So he's fine with what's going on. Huh. Okay. I still love History Part 1. It's got my favorite line, and I quote it every time I see something like 99. He's 99. Are you kidding me? Which is weird because he used to play like what was the bit? The 100-year-old man, the 1,000-year-old man. There's a cartoon called The 1,000-Year-Old Mouse. And I was like, what the hell is this? And I was like, oh, it's based off of the Mel Brooks thing. Like, it's straight up like... It's straight up the bit, only with a mouse. I saw Young Frankenstein. Scared the hell out of me. Thanks. But to be fair, like when I saw it when I was 5, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be scary." No, I must have not been 5. I must have been like maybe 7. But anyway, I remember. I also remember like thinking, like, "Oh man, Young Frankenstein. I bet this is gonna be a good horror movie." And then sitting out and watching it, and then like figuring out it's a comedy. Same thing with Clue. I started watching Clue because it was on TV one day, and I was like, oh, okay. Great opening, by the way. Still fantastic. What with that score and everything. But anyway, I started watching. I was like, "Oh, okay." And it's got Tim Curry. Oh, he's good. And I was like, and then I sort of realized it was going to be a comedy when everyone started smelling and checking their feet for dog poop. Dog poop. Pardon me. Trailed off there. she had friends who were socialists. Well, for some reason, I thought socialist meant like it was a euphemism for sex. Like I used a euphemism for like promiscuity or something. No, he just meant like it was like 1950s America. So no, that was just the joke. Wait, did Mr. Body? I'm thinking about the voice of Mr. Body right now. Did he go on to play Fat Tony? Hold on. Fat Tony. No, not the rapper. Okay. Okay. Voiced by. Wait, Fat Tony was voiced by Phil Hartman. Fish named called Selma. When did he do that? Anyway, Joe Montana. Oh my god, it might be. It might be him. And I just remembered because I'm going over his roles in the filmography. Wait, no, maybe not. The Money Pit. The Wonderful Ice Cream Suit. Jerry and Tom. What the hell is Jerry and Tom? I mean, it's Tom and Jerry, right? No, I'm looking for Jerry and Tom. Can refer to different things. A 1980 rated R crime film. Okay. But is like the bit, is it a comedy or? Okay, no, I'm getting distracted. No, this can't be his full. Clue. Mr. Body. Oh, he's spelled with two D's, of course. Because they can't make it just. Is a McCarthyist blacklister. Okay, so he deserved to die. He's been in the. Okay, he's had different incarnations. The VHS mystery game. Okay, he's got a whole thing. Blacklist. Okay, but they don't name who he was. Okay, Clue movie. Okay, I'm not going to go with Fanion. Clue. Clue. The 1985, and I'm just going to look at the. Get down to tax. Starring Christopher Lloyd is great as Professor Plum. Michael McKean is great as Mr. Green. I am a homosexual. Martin Mull, rest in peace, also great Colonel Mustard. That's Leave In. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. But there's just something. Okay, he was the guy they rotoscoped for American Pop. Okay, he was a henchman in William Dafoe, and he was a henchman of William Dafoe's character in the neo-noir rock pop musical Streets of Fire, which that's our Rick Moranis connection. Okay, so I could have sworn He's kind of got a gruffer voice, I guess. I'm sorry. There's Knives Out. I'm in the Knives Out wiki. I was like, how did I get here? Okay, it must have been like some sort of mystery thing that's popped in and skipped. It's like, who the hell's Great Nana? He was on an episode of. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Well, I popped that in too. Yeah. But no, not the same character. Not the same guy at all. Okay, that's cool. Oops. So yeah, it was just easier to like model model the guitar, and I think I don't know when I stopped and started using Paint Tool Saya, but like start doing it too soon. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, Water Havens drum. Webcomic crossover comic. Let's see. Oh, when did I have that head? I must have had a spare head somewhere. Again, really trying to just practice and push the limitations of my Blender knowledge. Speaking of which, I've also been trying to work with DaVinci Resolve, especially since I put it on my new computer, which like processes footage way faster. It's very nice. Problem is that the keystrokes are all so weird. Like they're not as conventional and recognizable as or intuitive as Lightworks, which is another program, but like doesn't have all the bells and whistles that I use. This works out good. I mean, using Blender and sort of the stiffness of the joints really it complements this art style, which if you don't know, 16 is the Canadian studio that it just has a very distinctive kind of animation. They went on to do like Total Drama Island, which was a little bit more of a cartoonier, definitely more cartoonier, but same sort of like rigging style. And they had this style leading up to about the early 2000s, where very kind of reed thin limbs, everything's sort of hinged in places. More of what we call takis. No, this is just an aesthetic choice, and this was back then. My avatars exist back when my PC wasn't the best. I was running off of just older computers that were refurbished. I had a 16 something or other NVIDIA card at the time, so this is more or less just necessity, really. And it's just a V. It's just a pin tuber with it's just stylized. I like the idea of the sound wave or the sound bars bouncing up and down. And like I said, I used to do these Artcasts, and they were just my voice over the footage. This way you get just a little bit of a visualizer that goes along with it. Also, since it's clear, you can see some of the stuff that's happening behind it. It's not as intrusive as other things. Melanie and Prickly are a little bit more advanced. I use a program called Live 2D, but it's pretty much just the same process. I don't have a camera that would watch my movements. The movements of those characters were connected to sound, and they were connected to the placement of the mouse on the screen. I could go in now that I have like a super beefy PC. I could go and make a proper VTube with like motion capture and all that stuff. But I still like the art style. I think it's like pretty unique and just as expressive, frankly. I was watching other VTubers, and they're still just kind of They've got that Muppetiness to them. Also, I had a program, and I need to bring it over to here. I need to program it. Um, I had something that it was a voice. What do you call it? Macro voice. Come on, what is it? It is called voice macro 0.104 or 0.1.4, and that is when you tell it to listen to your computer, which it's sort of doing now. It will do certain voice command. It will do certain commands based off of what word it hears. But sometimes, I mean, it goes off based off of Microsoft dictation. But you'll have to go in, and if you want like a new word, or you want it to specifically recognize things in your voice and your cadence, then you will go in and have to train it a bit. Oh, well, it's definitely like, again, I think it's unique. It's not like I'm doing a whole bunch of moving right now. I'm sitting at my other computer and working. I've got two computers set up. I've got one that runs all my artwork, which does just fine. It's pretty beefy. I put in my old graphics card for gaming into it, and it's doing pretty good. It doesn't edit as video as great as this one that I'm streaming off of right now, which is what was I going to say? There are certain functions that I use for editing that take up a while, that, preparing footage and everything. This one processes it way faster than this one. So when I do these art streams, I'm usually working on another thing. Or Artcasts, pardon me. And then you have the quiet ones where I can't, it's... I just, they're just Princess Prickly and she's drawing on the other channel. These are more completed pieces of artwork that I can talk over. That one is more like a daily, like, we may not actually finish a project. The project may take like multiple sessions. Both of these artworks back to back actually represent a 5-hour chunk of work, and that's not even the full 5 hours, because I collect my footage using OBS, and I have hotkeys set up for that too, where I stop drawing and the footage stops recording, and then I start drawing again, and then it starts recording. So this actually doesn't represent me either, taking a break, looking at, studying the thing, figuring out what I'm going to do next, or looking up any materials that I have. So maybe tack on, for every hour that you see me drawing, tack on another 30 minutes of either pin off of the tablet, or me looking up something else, or me having to do something, be interrupted. A dog needs to go out for, go take a crap, or I need to answer the phone, or something like that. It really worked out well when I had to take care of Grandma, because there was points when, other than like after 7 o'clock at night, unless there was something that really came up, there was I was always sort of on call, as it were. Which I don't mind. I didn't mind. Oh man, I would love to have her back. I mean, no, she's in a better place. I honestly do believe that, but we miss her, especially now. It's coming up on the anniversary of Thanksgiving. Mom doesn't want to do anything for Thanksgiving. She says she either wants to be invited somewhere or just wants to, you know. I think it's all a little bit too hard on her. Either I make Thanksgiving if we have a bunch of family over, but it's just her and her brother doesn't want to do nothing. So it just might be she float the idea of going out for going out to dinner. Which we did that one year because she was in the hospital. And we did go spend our Thanksgiving. We had proper Thanksgiving like a week later, but or like 2 weeks later, but yeah, that Thanksgiving we had I had a burger at Mimi's. Okay, see you, Condor. Yeah, give us 15 minutes. We're almost done. Which was interesting. I've never actually been out to another restaurant where, yeah, people were coming in and getting sit down and having their Thanksgiving dinner because they were serving like they were advertising, "Hey, Thanksgiving dinner, come in, let us do it, take care of it." It was just like, okay, that sounds cool. We sat at a bar next to this older couple, probably just freshly retired, didn't have any like family next to, near them, so they just like spent the had a nice glass of wine and had like a Thanksgiving, uh, a turkey leg, a turkey, whatever meat's attached to that leg, I guess the thigh, and some pretty good stuffing and mashed potatoes. Thanksgiving will be hard on her. I think I don't know how I'll do with Christmas. I did fine, but I was sort of pushing through that. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I kind of want to break out that inflatable ghost to see how the dogs react to it. We got a big inflatable balloon ghost that grandma always wanted one, and so we got one the last 2 years. Because all my gravestones, they finally my graveyard. It was made out of plastic pieces of graveyard stuff. A graveyard fence made out of plastic pieces. They finally just started to fall apart. You just barely touched them, and they crumbled in your hand. So I was like, well, that's it. I can't do any more with this. Took a photograph and threw them away. Because I was like, well, maybe I could like make them myself out of foam. The times they are a changing. So yeah, this was actually a name that was suggested and added last year because I didn't quite know a lot about this character. She pops up here and there in places. Sometimes flirting with the security cop, the Walkens inspired security cop, or sometimes even like some of the older boys themselves. It's a little iffy. Sometimes she serves as the Karen because someone like messes with her kid, or the kid like gets into trouble, and she has to like get him out of it. Oh, okay. Now this is a high concept sort of thing that I don't think quite. Uh, I mean, it kind of comes across, but it might not. The whole idea is that she's the Grim Reaper, or her monster was the Grim Reaper. So I was like, okay, well, what if she's like in the 1980s, like band named Reaper, and then she appears on her own shirt, which was also good because I was able to hold on to her model and then just repurpose that another image for her own body. As you'll see soon enough. Does it come across? I like the idea. I like the idea, and I just swung with the fences. Does it like come across totally? Maybe, especially if you like get the idea that her character is sort of an older mother in like the in the early 2000s. You know, the idea of her being in sort of like this weird uh, goth glam rock band. Reaper's one of those monsters that I think I may drop next year in exchange for something else. I mean, you got your classics. You got your witch, your ghost, your vampire, your Frankenstein's monster. I put mad scientist and steampunk together so that whatever character, like, it's kind of a coin flip for whatever character like shows up, depending on which one is like it's most appropriate for. But it's like there's two science people that are basically the same, so that's like not not going to work out in the long run. Even though aesthetically those are like two very different things. Should have been more stickle like. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but that is no. I looked that up. That style of guitar is called a Reaper. The body, it's called the Reaper style. So she's got a Reaper guitar. She's in a band called Reaper. Could I have made it more sickle-like? Yeah, but I was thinking like, that's fine. Oh, and yeah, you're able just to project an image onto the 3D body, which is another thing I got excited about. I don't know much about guitars either, but I did do a Google search before I did this. And I was excited about this. I think I learned about this the day before, and I was like, oh, so you could just totally project onto someone's outfit. It's called a decal, just like, you know, a regular decal for like an action figure or something. But I was looking at it and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that would be good. Oh, and 3000 and 5154. Those are the dimensions of the images that the Momsters have been working with. So I try to keep with that specific proportions. Now I'm just trying to figure out where exactly what angle looks good, where you can tell like it's someone's chest and looks like a t-shirt. Again, very experimental, very sort of higher concept, but and like you said, like you were saying, oh well, the guitar, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that's called a Reaper. um Maybe a little bit more of an in joke, but yeah, I thought it worked. It's one of my favorites out of this set, if just for the, just trying something different. Oh, I think someone is home. Oh, let me finish this up. Not the video, this. Okay, hold on. Settle down. Settle down. Yay, mama home. Mama home. I mean, grandma. She wants to be called Mima. That's what she wants to be called. Mima home. Did they have any sort of thing?
No, don't hold them. Don't hold them. They got a rubber check.
All right, all right. I won't hold them. Okay, you got it. Ooh. Yeah, Booker's good. You praising Booker to make sure he knows? She mixes up their names. Oh, where's the mouse? Give me the mouse. Yeah, we're coming up towards the end. But yeah, it's just a few details making it look worn. That was the issue. I was going to say usually you'd use a fade, like a fade brush or something to make it look like more worn. But you can't play with opacity when you're the rules for these is that you want to make it look like it's all flat color. So I'm trying my best to like make scratches and scrapes, the bits of color that would fall off from years of being like washed. You can kind of make out the 87 tour. I usually don't like using words in these, but sometimes it's necessary and fun, and it's a logo, so I thought it was okay. And the idea of her just wearing like blank contact lenses to make it look like she's got no eyes. Maybe I should have added them, but I thought it works out okay. This is a Canadian series. I think I've said that before, but I just like to think of her as like French Canadian. What with the scarf and everything. Okay, well, see you, Red. yeah, I try to do these every once in a while. I mean, Sunday or Saturday will definitely be a recurring thing for this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a really good discussion about Scooby Doo and stuff. Okay, I think that's about it. Yep. That's again a little bit high concept. Maybe not the best. I think the issue is that she does take up the body takes up a lot more than the logo itself, but I think it works out okay. But anyway, I'm done. I'm going to go and take care of some stuff. Probably take the dogs out again. Anyway, I'll see you all later tonight. You all be good. Bye bye. Well, where is it? Where's OBS? There we go.